Ah, Robbie Williams, the man, the myth, the cringeworthy legend. From mind-boggling UFO obsessions to stripping down in front of the camera like it's a late-night infomercial, Robbie's career has been one chaotic roller coaster of questionable decisions. He's the pop star who loves being in the spotlight, but somehow just can't help but make us all squirm with his over-the-top antics. Think you've seen it all? Buckle up and let me entertain you with everything wrong with Robbie Williams. Because when it comes to him, the drama never ends. Sorry to interrupt, but if you don't subscribe, Robbie might personally show up at your house and sing "Feel" until you cave. Before the fame. Before Robbie Williams became a global sensation, he was just another guy hoping to make it big, and boy did he ever. But let's not sugarcoat it. His early career was a mess of ill-fitting mullets, questionable fashion choices, and constant drama. After leaving Take That, Williams embarked on a solo career that immediately screamed, "I'm a misunderstood genius. Deal with it." His egotistical tantrums, combined with self-destructive behavior, had the tabloids frothing at the mouth. The infamous bad boy image was born, an image that had more to do with his giant chip on his shoulder than any actual talent. He seemed to think that alienating fans and being as unpredictable as possible would somehow make him an icon. Spoiler alert, it worked, but not without a ton of cringeworthy moments. Alien invasion of his brain? Robbie Williams doesn't just write songs. Oh no, he's also convinced he's being watched by extraterrestrials. Yes, you heard that right. The man who once sang about being a rock DJ has since declared himself an expert on UFOs and aliens. And naturally, like any celebrity looking for ways to seem more mysterious, he made a documentary about it. Because who wouldn't want to be known for their theories about flying saucers and little green men rather than their chart-topping hits, right? His UFO obsession wasn't just a passing phase, it became an entire part of his public persona. He's appeared in interviews passionately discussing alien encounters like it's just another Tuesday. Some call it eccentric, others call it a cry for help. We just call it weird. The 90s were different, okay? Ah, the 90s, when wearing a bandana and acting like you didn't care was the height of rebellion. Robbie Williams, a true product of the era, loves to defend this cringeworthy attitude by claiming we should never judge people for their outdated beliefs. That's right, folks. His defense for some of his more interesting comments over the years is basically, hey, the 90s were a wild time, so don't come for me now. Apparently, modern cancel culture doesn't sit well with the guy who was famous for speaking his mind in the most controversial ways possible. Sure, it's easy to claim the 90s were different when you're the one who was dropping problematic opinions left and right. Just wait until the 2000s hit, Robbie. What are you gonna say then? Oh, that's just 2020's me. Take that, take a hike. Robbie Williams' departure from Take That wasn't just a breakup. It was a theatrical exit that could rival any soap opera. In 1995, Robbie's decision to leave the biggest boy band in the UK sparked a saga of public drama that's still going strong, especially with Gary Barlow, who would become the subject of some of Robbie's most entertainingly bitter jabs. It wasn't just a career move. It was the beginning of a decades-long rivalry fueled by petty insults, backhanded compliments, and the occasional awkward reconciliation. For a guy who claimed to want independence, Robbie sure seemed to enjoy digging into his former bandmates at every turn. And who could forget his claim that Take That didn't need him? We guess being a solo artist gives you the freedom to throw shade like a full-time professional. For Spice Girls. Really? What do you do when you're Robbie Williams and you've slept with almost every Spice Girl? You tell the world, of course. In one of the most hilariously awkward moments of his career, Robbie bragged about his alleged romantic escapades with nearly all of the Spice Girls. That's right, he claimed to have bedded Sporty, Scary, Baby, and Ginger. He later walked it all back, issuing a public apology after the Spice Girls themselves weren't exactly thrilled with the revelation. But guess what? The controversy still lingers, and let's be honest, it should. His little "oops, I was just kidding" moment didn't undo the fact that he's now forever known as the guy who kissed and told, and not in a cool rock star way. Nope, just embarrassing. Oasis? More like offstage drama. When it comes to feuds, Robbie Williams doesn't do subtle. Case in point, his bitter rivalry with Oasis, particularly the ever-charming Liam Gallagher. The two went toe-to-toe in a public insult war that involved enough name-calling to fill a high school cafeteria. Liam, with his trademark subtlety, dubbed Robbie the fat dancer from Take That. Classy, right? While Robbie returned fire with jabs about Oasis' rock star antics. The whole thing became a who can throw the best insult contest. And honestly, neither came out looking like the more mature one. But hey, if you're going to trade insults with anyone, it might as well be the Gallagher brothers, right? Because what's a successful career without a few lifetime rivalries to keep it spicy? Media circus? Paparazzi, everyone's favorite group of people who follow celebrities around for a living. But Robbie Williams, he's got a special relationship with them. Rather than just avoiding the relentless cameras, Robbie makes it a public sport to engage with the photographers. These paparazzi standoffs have become a signature part of his career. When he's not mocking them, he's calling them out for invading his privacy. Usually in the most theatrical, "Look at me, I'm so above this" way. He'll shout, pose, or wave like he's on some weird reality TV show where the goal is to get the paparazzi to feel bad about their job. Let's be real, Robbie. If you wanted them to leave you alone, you could just not make it so entertaining for everyone. But hey, what's a little media circus when you can be the star, right? Sexualizing women? Because why not? Remember when Robbie Williams decided that rock DJ needed more grinding and barely clothed women to make it memorable? His song, which could have been an anthem about anything else, was instead a celebration of objectifying women in the most over-the-top way possible. The entire music video is basically Robbie standing on a platform surrounded by gyrating women, showing us the world of, hey, look how many women I can make swoon over me. What a win for feminism, right? While Robbie might have thought it was some edgy artistic statement, many saw it for what it was. Yet another pop star using his fame to reduce women to mere accessories in his quest for attention. It's the 2000s, Robbie. Maybe try evolving with the times. Or, not reducing the entire female gender to your personal playthings in music videos. Affairs, alleged or not. Nothing says rock star quite like a string of alleged affairs and cheating rumors, and Robbie Williams has certainly never been shy about keeping his name in the tabloids for that reason. He's been at the center of multiple cheating scandals over the years, with the gossip mills churning out enough speculation to make any PR agent cringe. From whispered rumors about his infidelities to public oops moments that only seem to add fuel to the fire, Robbie's reputation with women hasn't always been as squeaky clean as his pop songs. Whether it's the rumors or the fact that they were never really fully debunked, the whole situation left fans wondering if his bad boy persona was more than just for show. In the world of Robbie Williams, it's not just the lyrics that get messy. Sometimes it's his love life too. Drugs, rock and roll, and Robbie. Robbie Williams has always been one to take things to the extreme, and his drug and alcohol use is no exception. The man didn't just dabble in a little bit of excess. No, he went all in. Speed, acid, heroin, cocaine, prescription drugs, you name it. He's probably tried it. In fact, Robbie has been incredibly open about his chaotic and destructive lifestyle. Almost like it was part of his pop star resume. By 2007, his substance-fueled journey culminated in a rehab stint that made headlines around the world. Sure, it's brave to admit it, but maybe a little less honesty would have been appreciated. Fans couldn't help but wonder if he was actually looking for redemption, or if he just wanted a more dramatic comeback story. Who knows? But hey, at least he got a solid rehab album out of it. The teeth situation. In 2025, Robbie Williams dropped a confession so awkward, it almost made you wish he hadn't. Apparently, he had been avoiding smiling for years because of his drug-damaged teeth. Now, this wasn't just a "I don't like my smile" type of situation. It was full-on teeth trauma level insecurity. And what did our beloved rock star do? He got veneers, of course, and now his smile is practically blinding. But here's the real kicker. Robbie had to admit that his vanity had driven him to avoid flashing a grin for the longest time. So, in between all the tabloid scandals and music career chaos, Robbie was actually living in a personal war with his own teeth. Guess what, Robbie? We're really glad you fixed them, but the self-awareness needed here might just have been the bigger issue. TV striptease gone wrong. In 2014, Robbie Williams decided that being a pop star wasn't enough. He needed to push boundaries. And how did he do this? By getting banned from TV for a striptease performance that, let's just say, went a bit too far. This wasn't just any sexy moment. This was the kind of performance that made everyone in the room shift uncomfortably and quietly wonder how far one man could push it before someone said, "Okay, that's enough." Apparently, Robbie didn't get the memo. His antics were so over the top that it earned him a very public ban from television. Because, you know, sometimes the world isn't ready for a pop star to casually turn the stage into a bizarre, over-sexualized circus. But hey, at least he tried to make the TV audience feel alive, even if they were cringing in the process. Overexposed and over it. Robbie Williams has made no secret of his love for being in the spotlight. So much so that it's almost like he's trying to stay relevant by any means necessary. It's like he took the whole be everywhere all the time mantra a little too seriously. You've got interviews, tabloid stories, reality TV cameos, social media posts, and of course, more headlines than you can shake a microphone at. But at some point, even the biggest pop star in the world starts to look a little desperate. Constantly parading himself in front of cameras made it hard for fans to keep up with whether Robbie was an artist or just a professional attention seeker. In the end, it felt less like a career and more like a never-ending self-promotion campaign. Maybe a little less, "Here I am," and a little more, "Who's that again?" would have done wonders for his mystique. Hit or miss? Mostly miss. For a guy who's so publicly self-assured, Robbie Williams has a collection of flop songs that would make even the most die-hard fans wince. Sure, there have been a few chart toppers, but let's be real. There's a ton of forgettable tracks sprinkled in between. For every Angels, there's a Sexed Up, and for every rock DJ, there's a Candy. And no one's asking for a follow-up on that one. It's almost like Robbie was making a hobby out of seeing how many ways he could stretch out his pop career, even if it meant releasing tracks that no one asked for. To be fair, not every song can be a hit. But when your career spans decades and still manages to produce an array of flops, you've got to start questioning if it's the fans or the music that's the problem. Bandmates, beware of Robbie's mouth. If there's one thing Robbie Williams truly excelled at over the years, it's throwing shade, particularly at his former Take That bandmates. It's almost like the guy has a vendetta against the group that helped make him famous. Constantly bashing Gary Barlow and the rest of the gang, Robbie's sharp tongue and public disses have become a part of his legacy. At some point, you have to ask, is this bitterness just part of his bad boy image? Or is Robbie truly this immature? His complaints about Take That didn't just feel like casual musings. They often came across as grudge-filled rants, leaving fans questioning whether Robbie could ever really let it go. Sure, we get it. You left the band for a reason, but maybe some self-reflection wouldn't hurt, Robbie. Oh wait, who needs reflection when you can just keep kicking the past in the teeth? Apologies, apologies, and more apologies. If there's one thing Robbie Williams loves more than a microphone, it's issuing public apologies for his behavior. Whether he's insulting people, making inappropriate comments, or simply acting like a child in an adult's world, Robbie's got a long history of doing something questionable and then scrambling to say sorry afterward. From insulting his fellow musicians to making off-color jokes about his personal life, the man has built a career on both causing drama and then trying to undo it with a hasty, "I was just joking," or "that wasn't me." It's almost like he uses these public apologies as a backup plan to salvage his image. After all, nothing says mature adult quite like a grown man continually apologizing for his own actions. At this rate, Robbie could start a second career as a professional sorry giver. And there you have it, folks. Everything wrong with Robbie Williams. From the bizarre to the downright cringy, it's clear this rock star's career has been anything but boring. But hey, that's what makes him Robbie. What do you think about Robbie Williams? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.